Also in his absence, graduates, other guests, parents, teachers, good afternoon. Graduates, you are looking like royalty in your royal blue this afternoon. It is indeed an honor to be here represented on behalf of the PTA Executive Committee. It is hard to believe that the end of yet another school year is here. It has been quite a gratifying experience watching our children learn and grow over the years. As I look at some of them, I am feeling very proud because some of them I have had the pleasure of teaching, and I must say I have seen the growth.
But don't just fly, they fall down and get up. Nobody learns without getting it wrong. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end and then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything, I wanna try even though I will fail. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end and then I'll start again.
License plate number 8142, so 8142 KA, that is Park Management, Mr. Romand Fisher. That's my chairman, that's your chairman, that's our chairman. Other members of the Board of Representatives present. Guest speaker, Pastor Jermaine Johnson. No need to worry, no need to fret. Something happened, but the guest speaker is almost here. So I'm bigging up the guest speaker in his absence. Pastor Doreen Williams, Pastor, Church of God of Prophecy, Church Pen to be exact, who is here with us. Former senior teacher and music teacher at Old Harbour Primary School, Mrs. Beverly Ingram. Principal of the Old Harbour Early Childhood Institution, our principal, Mrs. Gordon Brown, Mrs. Joycelyn Gordon Brown. Specially invited guests, graduates, parents, teachers, friends, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen, the absolute pleasure is mine to present the school's report for the academic year 2021-2022. As I stand here, captivated by the awe of this magnificent setting, I invite you all to follow me on a journey, one on which there were a lot of twists and turns and ups and downs. We could not have come to this point without the help of the Almighty. Task. I pause to say a hearty thank you to my vice principals, Miss Annette McCoy and Mrs. Claudette Thomas, who gave their full support to all programs of the school. I must also thank Miss Janet Main, who served as our administrative assistant, Mrs. Morgan Pennant, who served as our quality assurance director, and also gave very, very good support to my administration throughout this academic year, which I'm very, very grateful for. I could not have done it without them. It is said that teamwork makes the dream work. Ladies and gentlemen, with approximately 241 new students enrolled and a grand total of approximately 856 students started online in September 2021. Ambassador, these activities help to develop students' cultural awareness, thereby creating a better appreciation of our rich history and heritage. And I know some of the parents joined some of those programs online. In December, we had our Christmas program celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, where all grades participated. It was celebrated under the theme, Christmas is epic in the pandemic. Indeed, it was an epic success. The guidance department executed a number of initiatives. To begin the school year, there were psychosocial sessions for teachers, parents, and students that were organized by the Guidance and Counseling Department. In November, they carried through the Parent Month activities virtually, with fathers being the main focus. In addition, the department also executed a virtual Gentleman's Day for boys. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, Old Harbour Primary is a school of excellence. The first term came to a close in 2022. Everyone came out blazing, though masked up. The 53 teachers and staff, 7 administrative staff, 6 watchmen, 5 janitors, 2 tuck shop workers, and 7 canteen workers were all out in their full colors. Of course, our ever hard-working security team, who worked all through the pandemic, were out in their numbers because they didn't get a break at all. Security can't be online. Amen? We stepped up the supervision of the bathrooms so that the bathrooms could be monitored and cleaned throughout the day, so that the students continue to adhere to the COVID-19 protocols. In addition, being in the new normal and being mandated by the Ministries of Health and Education to be consistent in following the COVID-19 protocols, additional hands were employed to ensure the students, visitors, and members of staff were sanitized upon entering the compound, where we endeavor to inculcate positive behaviors in our students. Our school-wide Positive Behavior in Schools SWPB's program was challenged to pull out all the stops, as some students came back needing to be re-socialized and how to operate in a school setting. It was a very difficult January morning. Constable William Graham, our school safety officer, was integral in the launch of a no weapon campaign that we launched at the school sometime in February. A parent empowerment session was also done in collaboration with Inspector Johnson, who is the head of the National School Safety Program. The Guidance Counseling Department was at it again, where students reflected on their national history and expressed true patriotism to country. Old Harbour Primary is a school of excellence. We entered JCDC Music or Festival of the Performing Arts for the first time. We do it online. All these years, Mrs. Ingram was taking students to festival face-to-face to sing. This year we had to video our students and send in the videos. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we sent in 3 items from the school and we got 1 merit certificate and 2 bronze medals. Congratulations to the cultural department led by Miss Latti, supported by Miss Karen and other teachers to include Miss Mills, Mrs. Morgan Pennant, and others. Our boys, Mr. Ewan Nelson and Mr. Bullock, for a job well done. And we got several medals. Our students got several medals, and we are indeed proud of them. Old Harbour Primary is indeed a school of excellence. We also recognize Read Across Jamaica Day, where a number of persons came in to read for children. We also had a literacy expo where children dressed as their favorite character as we're trying to promote reading. Our students experienced some learning loss as we occupied several pages of their newspaper the following week. It was also online, and we got several thousands of likes. Even though we do it for the love, we don't do it for the likes. Old Harbour Primary School is indeed a school of excellence. Teachers also need rest to recuperate whilst having fun. This happened for the teachers during our final midterm break when we took a long drive to Hanover for this purpose. 3 former members of staff, 2 teachers and a janitor, was feted and gifted in a grand retirement ceremony which was held on June 2nd, 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Mrs. Palmer Campbell retired during the pandemic. She has been teaching at Old Harbour Primary for 36 years. She retired during the pandemic. We could not send her off without a red carpet affair. We had Miss Elaine Mackenzie, who taught for 40 years to education, but 18 years at Old Harbour Primary School. We had to give her a red carpet affair. We also had Miss Sonia. Everybody knows Miss Sonia. From you come to Old Harbour Primary School, she was our head janitor for many years. She started working when she was only 17. She has served for over 50 years at Old Harbour Primary School. There is absolutely no way we could have sent her off without a red carpet affair. And so we are celebrating even today Miss Sonia for over 50 years of dedicated and sterling service to the Old Harbour Primary School. Job well done. The guidance and counseling unit of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, in collaboration with UNICEF, which is an international to talk these things. But I was told that I have to include it in the speech. Of course, yours truly, Mr. Good, also received a certificate for being the most supportive principal from the Jamaica Association of Guidance Counselors. And so I take that with much humility. Indeed, we are a school of excellence, and I've been supporting my guidance counselors well, I'm told. And so I take it very humbly, and I thank the Region 6, and I thank the Jamaica Guidance Counselors Association for their award. In terms of new developments, and I'm getting there. Among the developments that took place in the academic year are a total of 16 teachers were trained and certified in carrying out first aid. So we are now first responders. So if anybody gets sick in here, we have enough persons to offer first aid. We're trained. Logical skills. In the area of sponsorship, our school and students were never without support from friends and well-wishers of the school. Students were in receipt of several tablets from the iFill Foundation. They also received grants. By the way, the iFill Foundation was formed by a professor, Professor Eiffel, who is a past student of our school. She's a professor in England. And so we are proud of our past students giving back to our school. Put your hands together for them. And I'm sure one day these students will be giving back to their school too, because they too will be professors, engineers, and everything that you can think of that is good. We're speaking it over them. They also receive book grants from New Fortress Energy, that is that energy company in Old Harbour Bay, and they also receive book vouchers from the Stone Hill Heart Academy Foundation of 89 and 90. So those are the graduated students for the class of 89 and 90 from Stone Hill Art Academy. New Fortress Energy also was a former vice principal, and our children are giving back to the school. In the area of academics is what school is about. As a school, I believe we did much in ensuring that adequate resources were provided to our teachers to assist the students in the teaching learning process. Amid all the programs and initiatives that were launched and implemented, our number one focus has always been teaching and learning. As such, the teachers at every grade level worked hard to ensure the success of the students. For the students at grades 4, 5, and 6, it was always a battle, a march as they continued to prepare for the primary exit profile, or we call it PEP, at their respective grade levels. By the way, grade 4, Paul and Lichmore, Old Harbour Primary is a school of excellence. This year, our annual prize giving day reflected the new normal. Instead of awarding students who got 90 to 100% as we normally do in the different subject areas, we put our focus on encouraging our students who also made incremental improvements. So not just those who get the 90 to 100. As such, only the boy and girl who got the highest grades in each subject in each class was awarded medals, with the top performing boy and girl from each grade awarded a trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, usually at a graduation exercise, you're waiting on the results and to hear how the students would have performed. The results of the 2021-2022 PEP examination will not be out until the second week in July. This is the first we're having that. However, we expect now that this batch of students got to spend all of 6 months face to face with their teachers, with almost the entire cohort being at school every day. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this year we're expecting placements of our students in schools such as Old Harbour High. I guarantee you, they're going to go there. We're expecting placement at St. Catherine High this year. We're expecting our students to go to Clarendon College, St. Jago High, Glenmuir High, as they always do at this school. We're expecting this year our students to go to the Queen's School, as they always do. They did it in a pandemic. So what is to stop them from doing it now? We're expecting them to go to Holy Childhood because they normally do it. And we're saying we're expecting them to go to the 90%. Rather, it is a scale system that will be utilized. For each subject, students may fall in one of the following categories: beginner, developing, proficient, or highly proficient. Ladies and gentlemen, and I don't want you to miss the point, because wherever the children go, we're going to support them. Because it is not so much about where you go, it is about what they go there to do. I stand here and I'm never afraid to speak about my antecedents. School could not have operate with teachers alone and principal alone. And so our ancillary workers are very, very important, and we salute them. We salute our canteen workers, our watchmen, just about everybody who make up Old Harbour Primary School. All we have achieved is because of them. It is because of you teachers. It is because of you support staff. It is because of you members of the board. Let us continue to build together, because Old Harbour Primary is a school of excellence. Finally, to the graduates, as we prepare to close this chapter, and you're all ready to go to your new schools, it was no coincidence that our graduation theme for this year is, "This is me, I am triumphant despite adversities." I must boast that you have been well prepared to tackle the challenge that may come your way. As you move forward, the foundation has been solidly laid on which you will build when you go to your new schools. Remember to reach for the stars. You can be anything that you want to be. Never forget your school motto, and you're going to say it with me. Only the best is good enough.
Principal of our esteemed institution,
members of the academic, administrative, and support staff,
specially invited guests, fellow graduates, parents, guardians, other well-wishers, and friends, a pleasant afternoon to you all. Anatole France once said, to accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe.
today is a memorable day for all of us, because today we have convened to review some of our most memorable moments along our journey here at the Old Harbour Primary School, the Institute of Excellence. I am sure that the past 2 years have been rather memorable owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. This created a great challenge for many of us, having to adjust to online learning. But like the true
I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. and motivational speaker who hails from the beautiful parish of Portland, Jamaica.
He is a musician, composer, songwriter, and a former teacher of over a decade. He is a proud graduate of the Teachfield High School and the Northern Caribbean University, NCU, where he graduated with honors as class valedictorian, magna cum laude.
He is the CEO of Johnson Motivates and is a well-sought-after keynote and a professional development speaker.
Motivate us to stay motivated.
Thank you very much for your words of introduction. Give them a better round of applause. They have done tremendously well. The protocol is already set. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am so delighted to join the Old Harbour Primary School in celebrating its graduates for the year 2022. This is me, triumphant despite adversities, and I must thank Principal Good and his good team for inviting me to share in such a spectacular occasion, and also for rescheduling today's program so that I could present myself a little later than the usual. Because just as I was getting ready to come over to Old Harbour, some bad news struck and I had to attend to urgent matters at a hospital. But thank God, this is me, triumphant in spite of adversities. I know that when you come to a graduation setting and find out that the guest speaker is not only a motivator but a pastor, many persons are already a bit worried because they are thinking perhaps he's going to get caught up in the Holy Spirit and stretch out the rest of the day. But no worries about it, because and besides that I'm at a church of God of prophecies and I might just start prophesying. But the good news is, Principal Good, in my experience as a public speaker graduating class, I have learned that a great speech is like a mini skirt. It must be long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create excitement. And therefore, I am not going to change the standard. I'm going to keep it nice and short and spicy. Those in favor say aye. It is scary, but having spent over a decade in the classroom as a teacher, one of the things I had to do when I taught was to ensure I did some assessment to ensure that the lesson was properly learned. I don't have any time afterwards to do an examination, so I have to assess you in real time. So the more response I get from you is the more it says to me, got you speaker, we get you, we got you. When you're silent, you're saying, talk faster, and we don't get it all now. So I get into the crux of the matter. This is me, graduating class of 2022. Put your hands together for them. Triumphant in spite of adversity. All our primary parents, teachers, and students, and well-wishers, stakeholders all, at the start of the year 2020, a couple years ago, I was looking for some great things in my life and in the lives of others. Because 2020 speaks to vision, sharp vision. And therefore I came up with the slogan, plenty in 2020. I started the year with online motivational blog, 20 things to bring you plenty things in the year 2020. So for the first 20 days, I highlighted one of those 20 things. And I can guarantee you, boys and girls, COVID-19 was not on the list. If it were not for the goodness of God, instead of the plenty in 2020, we might have ended up with empty. But this is me, triumphant, despite adversities. Now things change with regard to how we deliver education. And the graduating class today would have had to deal with the online approach, the blended approach, then on fruit watch all of a sudden that started to blend. And regardless of all those new implementations, guess what? They managed to make it to graduation in fine style. Put your hands together for them one more time. So today is one that is worthy of celebration. And graduating class, as a move beyond Old Harbour Primary and school to the next level, as you step it up a notch higher. I want to encourage you that for you to continue on the same in life, this is me, triumphant in spite of adversity. You cannot allow your ambitions to die. And for your ambitions not to die, you have to fly. Touch your neighbor and say fly. You have to focus on your dreams. You have to live for the future. And you also have to yearn for excellence. Let us say together, what is the F? Focus on your dreams. What is the L? Learn. Live for the what? Future. And what is the Y? Yearn for excellence. I love your level of attention. That is what happened to Johnny in class will not happen to you today. When the teacher said, Johnny, what is the capital of St. Catherine? Johnny said, this honestly I do not remember. The teacher said, boy, I am so sick and tired of the laziness. I'm disappointed in you, Johnny. You need to pay more attention to your book. As soon as the teacher turned around, guess what? Johnny said, teacher, I have a question too. The teacher said, what is it, Johnny? Johnny asked the teacher, who is Marshall? So the teacher was baffled. The teacher said, I don't know who Marshall is. And why should I care when you don't even know the capital of your own parish? Johnny said to the teacher, I am also disappointed in you. You need to pay more attention to your husband. So, do we have any Marshall? Don't raise your hand. Don't raise your hand. Yes. So in order for your dreams not to die, graduating class, you must what? Fly. What is the F? Focus on your dreams. Let me tell you, every student in life has big dreams. Those in favor say hi. Once upon a time, I used to think that in order to have a dream, you had to go to America because we heard about the American dream. But some could even get visa, much less the dream that dream there. Until I learned that no country has a monopoly on the dream. For the dream in every society refers to those set of ideas that set you apart as a successful individual, such as living a nice life and have a nice wife. Not true. And not only that, you have a nice house, which is out with a nice boss, and you want a bank account, and you want no fresh cash in there, so government can't tell us you have a little bit of money. And not only that, you have a nice 30 by 50 swimming pool, so that when Jamaica gets hot like this, you just chill up with some cocktail and just take out a phone and Snapchat, you know, Instagram and Facebook with that. Yes, man, I'm talking about the dream. I also want a nice car. I don't want them to go so beat them the too cheap. You know what I'm talking about, right? Can you think that? Yes. I also want to shop in a fine style. I don't want to buy a shop all the time. You know, support small business. You want to step out in a progressive, because you're progressive in a life. And mega mark because you don't make a mega starter. And when you come through, you're so nice. Good in come out. And all these things. Those in favor say hi. It is carried. That principle good is the Jamaican dream. And by the way, I forgot something, boys and girls. All these things cost money. And not the type of money you get when you don't pay attention to your ambitions. When you don't do well in school and go to high school and play the high fool, instead of you getting a lot of money, you're going to get a lot of stress. And the minimum wage that people get more than qualified can't pay rent, so you have to live with your parents. The government just moved it from $7,200 per week to how much? 90 grand. Let us do some maths. 4 times 9. $36,000 per month. That can hardly pay rent for a 1-bedroom in no major vicinity and no amenities. Much you can't pay rent with that in the bush, much less to come down in the stores. And that is what's important, boys and girls, that you remain triumphant despite adversities, because dreams are dreamt when people are asleep. To make your dreams realities, you have to wake up and smell the coffee, or your dreams will become nightmares. If you do not focus on your dreams, which is the effing fly, you will never be able to come on a stage in the future like Nesbitt and say, let me start out with like Martin Luther King when I started my dream. No, that not keep. Instead, they're going to put their hand on your head and say, 9 years, 9 years, 9 years, 9 years, 9 years. All of my dreams have become 9 years. We can't find food to eat, we can't find clothes to wear. And of course, there would be no need singing the next line. Look at me, now look at what? If you don't want your dreams to become nightmares, boys and girls, you have to remain triumphant and keep doing well despite adversities when you move on to the next level. And don't give your future to the old devil. Focus on your dreams. Touch yourself and say focus on your dreams. Then we move on to the L. What is the L now? Live for the future. Young people nowadays, when they want to get careless, them say YOLO. Y-O-L-O, you only live once. So they're just living for the moment with no regard for the consequences of their actions. Let me tell you something. The laws of farming teach us that you reap what you sow, more than you sow, and later than you sow. What did I say? More than you sow, later than what you sow, more than you sow, and later than you sow. So when people want corn, what do they plant, people? Corn. Like dog. When you want mango, you plant what? Mango. It's no magic, it is simple logic. You reap what you sow. Today the students are reaping the rewards for what they have sown. But it's not the very same day you plant a corn when you get any fruitage. Not true. It takes some time for the cultivation of the roots, for the propagation of the shoots, and then the what? The demonstration of the fruits. But as long as the man nurtures his cornfield, Mr. Chairman, one day fruitage for the next what? Corns. Because you reap what you sow, but you reap it when? Later than you sow. So here's the fun part. Say fun part. If a grain of corn would only give you 1 grain in return, there would be nothing for your hard work and your patience. You would have lost. You would have not maintained the quality of the corn, the value of it originally. But thank God, when that corn is nurtured well, graduating class, it can bring about a shoot with several ears of corn. Have you seen a corn tree? With each of them possessing hundreds of grains of corn. You ever got corn from a KFC? Let me tell you something. That is the same thing with your dreams. What you plant, whatever you want for the future, you have to plant it now. So don't just live for the moment. Think about tomorrow. Because in the next 5 to 7 years, you would have been what? You would have graduated high school. Here is someone I know. I pick this to have mama. Mama, or your mouth so long. Mama said what? They say what? You are grown. You will see. Today, your parents put food on the table, clothes on your back, actually have hairstyle and barber haircut. But in the future, some years from now, when you become an adult, it will become your responsibility. So if you waste time when you get to the next level, guess what? It is going to come back to haunt you. So don't just live for the moment, live for the what? Future. Whatsoever you want, you must plant. Let us chant it. If you want it, plant it. Come on. If you want it, if you want it, if you want it, we don't want you to grow up in a life of SpongeBob people. And dependency leads to despondency. One man got married to a nurse, and the man never had no qualifications, so he couldn't keep up a job. So the poor nurse had to be working overtime to take care of the man. One night they were about to make love, and the phone rang. The hospital said, "Nurse, remember we had not called. We have some emergencies and we need you to come in." So the nurse said, "Honey, we have to finish making love another time because the hospital needs me." So the poor man got upset and said, "I must hospital you married too. Because every time I want to enjoy my wife, hospital call you. I am fed up of this arrangement. Pack your things and go before bring again." With tears running down her cheeks, she asked her husband to hold. This time it was her father. And the father never knew what was happening, so the father said, "Honey, I have some good news for you and my son-in-law. Put the phone on speaker, I want him to hear." So she obeyed. The daddy said, most parents wait until they have died before, of course, the will is executed and they get to pass on the belongings. But I want to see my children enjoy the legacy. So I just sent $300,000 to your account. That's so nice. And then here the man now. Oh, by the way, please send $100,000 to my lovely son-in-law and keep the next $200,000 for yourself. See the man face, huh? She said, thank you, daddy, love you. He said, love you too, one of those things to me, sweetie pie. When God come out for phone, God empowered. Because money run, I remember who for account the money in her. So she just squeezed up her chest, wiped off her tears, and said to the husband, sorry about the disruption just now. As you were about to say to me, my father's child, pack my things and what? The man said, pack the things and give them to wash, because the way you're busy, you can't go down to this week. Hello? He said, pack the things and give them to wash. We don't want to do that. So don't let your ambitions die. Which is why you must what? Fly. What is the F? Focus on your dreams. What is the L? Live for the what? Future. What is the Y? Yearn for excellence. Aristotle observes that excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intentions, sincere efforts, and intelligent execution. High intention, think big. You want to be a doctor? Be a doctor. Nobody in your family has ever gone to college? Go to college. When you believe in yourself, nobody can stop you from reaching to the top. Don't follow the little diggy with them. You are a trend getter, you are a trend setter. So step out and do better. You're power, excellent. And that is why you have to plant the right seeds now so that you can have an excellent future. Because when you step up in the future, we don't want people to be spongy. Let me tell you this. Parents, let's talk to you for a moment. Invest in your children's education. Because let me tell you, some of you don't want to spend the money to ensure that they have the textbooks and the proper resources. I just say you're broke, but every old man will not go down there. Make sure that your children are properly educated. Some of them not even have proper school uniform, but when you step on the old army, you act like Christmas post. There's a term for it, chairman. What is parent syndrome? You must invest in your young one's education. Because listen, if you don't ensure that your daughter continues to be triumphant, then in the future when she realizes a hard life rough and this struggle is real, she will look one deadly man. And God said, when man can't ride donkey, when anybody feel right out. You can't afford for that. And that is why domestic abuse is so popular in Jamaica. Because a lot of the women know that the situation is not ideal. But because the man buy food, and the man put food on the table, and I put roof over head and clothes on back. Even when she have eaten, woman have Spanish town, woman have old Harbour, woman have Caymanas, she have to stay yard and use skin teeth, give a hard corner. But try that to a girl and have her own money. Them say good girls, they have things are true, but they own the things. You for excellence and work for your own things. That's what some young ladies have some own things. You don't want to kick and box a lady because she has your spot. You know, because these men take advantage. And when they realize they're not one, they tell us they want to carry one son or one daughter. And as soon as I say, hey John, there's a Johnny Jr. on the way. The same man up in there with WhatsApp and a DM every day, every night. It becomes DNA. That is not available. And when everybody are looking at daddy, guess what are you singing? You are singing. I searched all over. Couldn't find no daddy. Then the young men, on the other hand, if you don't ensure that your young men get a proper education to qualify them to the right money, want a little bit of money, them are go up and sponge, catch them from the corner, now them are go over. Oh yes, daddy. Because good daddies take care of their children, so they are intimating that it is your responsibility to mind them. You know yet? You don't know. We are the uncle and auntie of the owner. Because good uncles and aunts will take care of their nieces and nephews. Here is someone I know, you ready? We are the real boss. Bosses pay people at the end of the month. We are the general, aka the general, aka the chief. When you're a general, it means that you are responsible for cross-section of people and operations. Me hungry, general. Me want to start for graduation, general. Me want school fee, general. Hear this one now. Where I said charging, if you are the charging, they are the charger. These are strategic names that they have used to say that, like on the field, and you must take care of me. And when the struggle is real for a young man, if he doesn't have good moral support and good Christian background, you know they're not trying to walk, chop, and that. Young boys, walk, now keep. That's murder. Chop, now keep. That's stealing. What belongs to another man does not belong to you. You have to work hard for what you want. So that's what you're going to do. You are going to want to tell what the wise for. Your empowerment, excellence. We want to see you on profile. Go talk to on profile. And I tell them, say, you know, I'm a proud past student of the old Harbour primary school. Big up the past principal. Good. And you feel good. The truth is, you want your boy to come back as a successful principal, educator, teacher, businessman, you name it, doctor, as guest speaker. And when he roll over, he come in a nice black Range Rover, cheapy suit and Lambo Pluto, looking nice and cute. Come through my youth. You can do it. But you have to be triumphant despite adversities. And when graduation happening, and you invite one of these young ladies who are doing well to be the guest speaker, when she rolling on the ends, she come in her nice Mercedes Benz, but park it up in front of family and friends. And you don't know that she happy, so she not come just like a granny. When she come out, she have one nice shade of black, Louis Vuitton pencil dress, contrasted with her 4-inch future pin stilettos, complemented with her Chanel and Alba. Come on now. And you can't look good and you smell good. And nobody, she's not coming in on a couscous. It's set by Issy York here. Kim Kardashian and Perry Ellis 360 degree. Come on, young ladies. And by the way, a woman is never through fixing a party, she attends her hair. And I'm not talking about academics this time. I'm talking about hairstyle. And if they are not satisfied with the one God gave to them, at least they can invest in HPO, hair belonging to others. I am not going to cheap every lady there. I can't call it a premium yacht, Brazilian frontal, and Malaysia, and Peruvian. I look up there, look a Peruvian like she woman is on cranberry crush and Papa Sunset. And I say, yes, you're hot, it can happen, young ladies. But you have to be triumphant and miss adversities. Me know the schoolwork rough as I touched on, with the assignments, with the homework all the time, true. And all of the tests, and then the teacher them are best, and the parents them are best, and then I have to prepare for tests and exam. Not true that. But it can be a real pain in the brain. That's what I said. But this is from the graduating class. If you think schoolwork hard, try hard life. If you think schoolwork hard, try hard life. Hard life rough, you will turn it up rough. And every day after one can say, rain or fall and it dirty. That is why you cannot allow that to happen. So regardless of the challenges, know that challenges are not meant to extinguish you, but to distinguish you. You never hear me? Challenges are not meant to extinguish you, put you out like a fire, but to distinguish you, set you apart as a cut above the rest. So if you won't allow your ambitions to die, you must do what? Fly! What is the F? Focus on your dreams. What is the L? Live for the future. What is the Y? Yearn for excellence. When others are sitting, you must be standing. When they are standing, you must stand out. When they are standing out, you must be outstanding. And when they are outstanding, you must be the standard. Graduating class, touch yourself and say, I am the standard. I can't hear you. I am the standard. So what have I been trying to say? Give me a little reverb and a little more juice, Mr. Solomon, and run the rhythm. Minimum wage cannot survive on. Yes, some will learn utilizing their skills and other abilities that requires the technical aspects, but education is still the passport of the future. Don't let anything jeopardize it. Allah has taught you well, and just as how you have overcome and come this far, you can continue to be triumphant despite adversities. But you must always do what? Fly! Let it go down, DJ. Turn it up. Touch your neighbor and say, true. Yes, it's true, everyone needs an occupation. And I still need money because I'm just a man. Yeah. Minimum wage can't fulfill my plans. That's a little bit of money. So you want to go to school and get an education. You know what? So the money can. And provide me. Do you know why? Hard life is nice. It's good to see. I need my success. No chop chop or walk. That make you better than that. You know why? God never made you to be a criminal, but for the family to instead. So you never start learn some self-control. Deep down we go, I really hurt. So go alone in a class and do your schoolwork. Come on up fire. So the money can stay with me and provide me all I need. Our life ain't nice, it's clear to see. I need my success. Stay with me. Come on up and sing along with me, everybody. Oh. To die. Rise up all our students and fly. Focus on your dreams. Live for the future. Yearn for excellence. So that at the end you can stand at the break and say, this is me in spite of adversity. Come on now, graduation choir. Come on now, graduation choir. So the money can and provide me. Why is that so? Our life is nice, it's there to see. I need my success. If you will fly, wave your hands and sing now. So the money can stay with me. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, right now. And provide me. Our life is nice, it's there to see. I need my success. Stay with me. For dreams are dreamt when people are asleep. To make your dreams realities, you have to wake up and smell the coffee, or your dreams will become 9 years. Don't allow your ambitions to die. Rise up, graduating class, and fly. What is the F? Focus on your dreams. What is the L? Live for the future. And what is the Y? Yearn for excellence. Subscribe, follow us at Johnson Motivates John Life.
It is said that good things come to those who wait, right? Excellence is what we do at Harbour Primary School. Let's hear it one more time for Pastor John. Fiona Chapman. Anastasia Grant. Aliana Kelly. Lexiana. Renithia South. Britannia Green. Brianna Housen. Ramar Bowley. Danacia Fragrance.